guys, welcome back to the channel. And today, guys, I have something very unusual to talk about. With just 1 week until the January transfer market opens, a championship club has just been informed that not one, not two, but three of their main loan players will be recalled by their parent clubs. Enzo Lefebvre, Abdul Samed, and Chris Mepham are the three players all leaving immediately. That means, of course, that the club is Sunderland. How will they cope with losing these very important players at such a crucial stage in their push for promotion back to the Premier League? I wait for your comments below, guys.
Three surprising emails, and very unwelcome emails. We couldn't have picked a worse way to start the week. I went to see Nuno, he was just as shocked and disappointed. Gus was not too nice about it. He pinned this on Nuno for not utilising the players enough. He informed Nuno that going forward, Nuno was to focus solely on the squad and myself and Gus would handle all transfers from here on. We got the January window opening soon and we've just lost 3 valuable assets, not to mention we didn't even receive any funds for them as they were all here on loan. As we began to plan how we could rescue this situation, Nuno addressed the media.
Listen, we must go with what we have for now.
High-octane football, we can virtually guarantee it. 2 quality sides ready for battle, knowing full well they must give their best. We're live on EA TV.
Well, Happy New Year to you all. Sunderland looking to step up their push for promotion. However, they've had to rotate a lot here with the Christmas fixture list taking its toll on the side.
It's not exactly a formidable looking side we're starting with, but, with the squad depth taking that devastating punch, it's the best we can do for now. A win here is what we need to have some positive energy around the place again. We start sluggish, but our players are fighting.
Trying to open up the defence. And you witnessed a really high-class save.
Well, you won't see a better reaction save than that.
Amazing reactions from Cooper to deny Hollaback. And just as we look like we might be finding our feet here.
Oh, Derek, what a great opportunity.
Oh, yes! 1-0 it is! And it doesn't come as a huge surprise.
Shocking defending left Jan exposed in the goal, and Raksaki punished us. Nuno went into the dressing room 1 minute before the whistle even went. Sometimes it just seems like you're not getting your message across at all. Or the players are just too distracted.
These are the basics, and it's all I'm asking. Please, guys, get your heads in this game.
Oh, in with a chance! Time for a change then.
Nuno had seen enough. He made 4 subs in the hope that it could spark something here. It was to no avail though. We failed to create 1 chance in the whole second half and the home fans were understandably upset.
Our concern.
Well, Derek, it was a poor result. It was a really tight contest. Both sides had their chances, could have gone either way, but in the end, they will be disappointed.
It will be interesting to see if Nuno is still
These
here.
fans won't accept much more of that.
Definitely not.
How are you feeling after that, Nuno?
I am frustrated. We need to do better. We will do better.
We're starting to feel the heat in the kitchen, I can't lie. And the press are jumping on Nuno with any chance they get. With all the negative press, Nuno decided it was time to stand up for himself.
I see what you all are saying, but I am going to succeed here.
Okay guys, we'll be
Just
wrapping up
watch.
now. Thank you for attending.
Meanwhile, I was fighting another battle of my own. Convincing Amsterdam's manager to sell Henderson was playing out more difficult than I had anticipated. Just more info for the press to use against us.
Jordan Henderson. Will he or won't he be joining Sunderland? That is the question. They could definitely do with his services right now.
Well, this is the kind of match every football fan looks forward to. A lot on the line and the likelihood of a tension-packed occasion. Stay tuned, we'll have all the action for you live on EA TV.
We welcome Portsmouth to the Stadium of Light, having already beaten them away. But there's negative tension in the air in Sunderland these days. A win now is needed more than ever.
And so the battle commences.
A good early effort from Cheeto was smartly saved by their keeper. However, we started this game like a team possessed and our early pressure was rewarded.
He takes aim. In it goes! That will do nicely for starters. First goal of the game.
And the first Sunderland goal for Hannibal. It was a wonderful strike too.
Richie. Well, not a million miles away from the equaliser.
Well, he couldn't quite get it on target.
Cuts in from the flank. Well, couldn't quite hit the target. Close though. Trying to pick out a teammate. Oh, booked it! And the referee doesn't hesitate. That is a spot kick.
Over to you, James. Relief is the sound ringing around the stadium here. However, it's short-lived as we are unable to hold on to this 2-0 cushion.
The net is staring him in the face. And a goal! Not over just yet.
Or so they thought. We locked in to hang on for the 3 points. Finally, we're back on track, heading in the right direction. Or so I thought.
It was a great goal. What's next for Hannibal?
My future, who knows?
My future, who knows? Why would he say that? That's the same question being posed to Nuno directly after the game.
He said that, well, you will have to speak to him or his agent.
And it wasn't long until we found out just why he said that. Celtic and Brendan Rodgers had come inquiring about his services the very next day. And it was clear to Nuno that the player had already said yes without talking to us. Nuno told Brendan that we'd need at least a week to discuss this internally. In our mind he was already gone, but now we needed to get something out of this deal. Meanwhile, we were back in for Henderson. This time it was Gus who was trying to convince the Ajax coach to come to some sort of an agreement. Just like with me, he was stubborn on his position, not for sale. However, Nuno received a call months ago from Jordan stating his desire to come, and we hadn't heard anything since to tell us he had changed his mind. Gus was persistent, and I am starting to see why he is the sporting chairman of this football club. Because when he sets his mind on something, he doesn't stop until he gets it done, and that, he did this time. Finally, months after first seeking out Jordan, we can now call him a Sunderland player, and at a time when we need squad depth more than ever. Looks like the whole world already knew, even before we could get him in the door. But who cares, we're just excited to have our boy back home.
Great news for Sunderland fans, you have got your man. Jordan Henderson is a Mackem once again.
Well, today's the day. I am absolutely buzzing for this one. It's time to show our little neighbours over there that there are levels to this game, man. Newcastle, Sunderland. It's Christmas morning again for me, man. Sunderland, you've been hiding from us for too long. But today, you're back with the big boys.
It is one of the great club rivalries going all the way back to 1883. There's nothing quite as invigorating as Newcastle against Sunderland. This meeting live next on EA TV.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the FA Cup third round clash between two fierce rivals dating all the way back to the English Civil War in 1642. It's Newcastle versus Sunderland, and it's live right here on the BBD. With me today, I'm delighted to say, is Royston Mean, Liam Wrong, and Callan Sharon. I can take a guess that you are all as excited as I am for this one. It's a modern day David and Goliath story, and Sunderland better pray that God is on their side today.
Listen, man, no one expects us to win. Perfect. That's when we're most dangerous. Let's play this game our way, fearless and proud. And let's show them that this derby belongs to us.
Well, what a game this promises to be. Newcastle and Sunderland in the FA Cup. You could cut the tension in here with a knife. Nuno versus Eddie Howe. Two excellent coaches and their teams both sitting in 6th position in their respective leagues. But with all due respect to Sunderland, there's quite a difference in the quality of those leagues. Players and legends alike have all come and gone, but this rivalry will live on. Today is just but another chapter in this illustrious story.
There's been a lot of talk this week about Hannibal. His comments last week left a lot of questions over his future with the club. Sunderland have remained quite on the matter, and the player starts here. The newest recruit, Jordan Henderson, takes his place on the bench. Fans are eager to see him in the red and white stripes again. Will he be able to have an impact? And speaking of impact, there's not many bigger impact players than this man at the moment. Alexander Isak, the Premier League's joint top scorer, will be looking to torment this Sunderland defence today. A mountainous task for the Championship side ahead.
This is it. It's our biggest game of the season. Biggest for many seasons, some would say. A big performance here could just be the thing that starts an unforgettable season for us. One can pray.
Well, I'm starting to feel nervous myself. Imagine these players. Derek, how do both sides line up today?
So the starting 11 for Newcastle United.
Well, they're going to play with two wingers here, but I'm just a little bit worried that the centre forward could become isolated. Therefore, the midfield players need to get forward as much as possible in this 4-3-3 shape.
And the starting 11 for Sunderland.
Well, they're also playing in a 4-3-3 formation, but they play it a slightly different way, particularly in the wide areas, where their fullbacks will get forward and rotate with the wingers at every opportunity.
When the draw was made, I was very excited. Then I'll admit I was feeling a little nervous leading up to this. But now that I'm here, I see the teams. I'm more confident than ever.
we've always been the bigger team. This is our city. I really see us sending Sunderland back down to the Championship where they belong, licking their wounds. I'm ready for this.
Well, here we go. Can Nuno and Sunderland pull off one of the shocks of the season? Or will Eddie Howe and his Newcastle side be simply too strong for their little neighbours? Either way, someone is coming out of here victorious today.
The attack continues. They're making considerable progress. Tightly defending when it matters. Room to roam on the wing for Newcastle. Slipping pass. Chance here.
Just 5 minutes in and Mila making a smart save to keep out an eager Isak. And not long later, we conjured up an amazing chance also to take the lead.
An amazing chance there for Hollerbach. They can't afford to pass up many of those here.
Trey Hume letting Anthony Gordon know what he's in for today. I'm not sure about Nuno, but Gus absolutely loved it. Unfortunately, it didn't take long for that excitement to cost us big time.
And the early shower, this is going to be a real test of their mettle.
Well, it's a straight red and rightly so, but how will they replace him? They've got to reorganise now.
Our captain Luke O'Neill with another red card. Yes, this is a massive occasion and the emotions are at a boiling point, but we expect and need a sense of calm from our captain more than anyone. It's a huge disappointment.
And played in. And that was the header he had in mind. And the goalkeeper gobbling that one up.
Isak is looking very hungry for that goal early on here. We need to play smarter than ever now and just pray for a miracle.
Joe Bellingham. Now with Hugh. A goal! They've opened the scoring in the derby, and I'll tell you what, you can hear a pin drop in here.
Our prayers had been answered, it appears. And suddenly, there's hope again. Newcastle's keeper making the biggest mistake of his career and somehow, we are leading at St James's Park. Football can be so crazy and beautiful all the same. It's why we love it.
Well, it's a gift from the heavens, perhaps, or it's just a shocking moment in the mind of this poor keeper. Either way, it's the Championship side, Sunderland, who take the lead here in this cup tie. Unbelievable.
Oh man, what the actual, get this clown off now and never let him back in our stadium again. Newcastle are losing 1-0 and I will never forgive this keeper if we don't come back, man.
Well, Sunderland's new man, Jordan, enjoyed that one.
That's a good-looking ball. And a chance to level it. Well, you have to say, he's going to be very cross with himself.
He'll certainly be disappointed with that. That was a poor effort.
Another chance gone begging from Isak. But the pressure from Newcastle is at boiling point here.
Newcastle using width to good effect. A decent delivery. Oh. In the opinion of the referee, that is a penalty.
A red card early on, and a penalty conceded that soft. Luck may have been on our side for the goal, but these refs are sure not. Now this is a chance that Isak is surely gonna take.
An opportunity to level matters. And puts it away! Level in this derby! High drama! Wild celebrations! What next?
What next is that we pray. Even harder than before. It could be a long 55 minutes in store.
That's a great penalty from Isak. Newcastle are back, and it doesn't look good now for Sunderland.
Yes, man, that's what I'm talking about. We are back in this, and they are hurting, man. It's time to go all out and hurt them here.
But before they could finish celebrating, somehow, Hollerbach got in on goal again.
That's a good pass. And a goal! Well, a Against all the odds, they've hit the front.
Unbelievably, we've taken the lead for a second time here, and with 10 men. And who else but that man Hollaback yet again. It's a double for him and we lead at St James's 2-1.
Ah, mate, just what is it with this team?
Well, this place is in disbelief. Could this man behind me be on the verge of pulling off this supposedly mission impossible? A long way to go, but Sunderland are daring to dream here. All eyes now on this man. When will Nuno decide it's time to bring in their new man? Henderson looks ready to go, and what a boost he can give them now as they must hold on for an entire second half.
And that's it. We've reached the halfway point here at St James's Park. Well, such is the lot of an attacking player. Some days it works for you, on other days, not at all, Stuart.
Well, he has to find space in more dangerous areas. He's such a good player around the box, but today he's struggled to get on the ball. And that's one of the reasons they're losing here.
Well, not many give them any chance here, and that was before they had a man sent off. Sunderland are halfway there, and these men are all ready to jump in and protect this lead now.
Well, where to start? Wow, comes to mind. So still a long way to go here, but my good friend Callan is not looking as confident as he was before this game started. Stay with us for an enticing second half of football.
So, the ball rolling again. Newcastle trailing after the first half. Can they come up with a response here in the second? Willock. Look as though there might be a threat, but not so in the end. Good defending.
Nuno didn't wait around too long. Joe put in a tireless shift in that first half, and it was time to inject some energy, and also boost the morale with Jordan coming on for his debut.
And it's with Hall. He's in behind. Great defending.
Ballard and Hume throwing their bodies on the line, and as expected the pressure didn't stop there. We're still hanging on, and this night is becoming more and more painful for Gordon as it goes. That one hurt me just to watch. These weather conditions, plus fatigue, were starting to take its toll on our boys. We are almost there, but can we hold on?
Can someone get on the end of this? Fractionally over the top.
Well, that might just be it, Derek. Looks like Newcastle will have one final attack here.
Well, Svilla has made the save, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. 10-man Sunderland have dumped their bitter rivals out of the FA Cup in their own backyard. Unbelievable achievement here from Nuno Espirito Santo and his team.
It's a really tough match, which in the end they just about deserve to win. This is a good result for them, and they're going to the next round fancying their chances.
Well, he put in a really thorough performance here, Stuart.
Well, he gave that back line a torrid time, didn't he? He was far too sharp for them, always looking to play on the shoulder, took his goals well too. Clearly the difference maker today.
I have seen some upsets in my day, but boy oh boy, that was something, wasn't it?
No excuses, they showed up to fight. We didn't.
Benedict, 2 goals here and you're into the next round of the FA Cup. How does that feel?
It's good. Yes, everybody doubts us here, but doubt us now.
Well, he's not wrong. Not many people believed in your old team today, did they, Royston?
No, look, a few lads in black and white were shouting their mouths off saying this and that. They got a bit ahead of themselves, and that includes a few in this studio. But we all saw who wanted it more out there, and now who's out of the competition.
Well, I have a fair idea who Royston is referring to, so Callan, let's look at the goals here. Give us your thoughts on this first goal for Sunderland. Not the proudest moment for this young Newcastle keeper.
Well, I'm absolutely gutted. I don't really know what to say about this. I know Provedel is young, but just put your boot through it. He gets caught in two minds, and before you know it, it's gone past him. And then I'm not so sure it's even Holleback's goal, to be honest. It looks like it came off Shah to me, but either way, it's completely on the keeper, I'm afraid.
Great penalty this from Isak. Liam?
Yeah, I would be proud of this one. I wish I could take a pen like this man. Maybe Arsene would have let me take more of them.
And finally, Royston, this winner from Holleback. Great finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, it's a superb finish from the lad, there's no doubt. But, I mean, look at the Newcastle fans right there. They're still celebrating the Isak penalty when Holleback gets in on goal. They say you're at your most vulnerable when you've just scored yourself. But, I mean, that's schoolboy defending from Newcastle. Really bad.
Well, let's hear from the Sunderland manager, Nuno, now as he speaks to the BBD.
Congratulations, Nuno. An incredible upset today. How are you feeling?
I am feeling proud, but I knew my boys were capable of this. Now we must keep going.
Well, it's Sunderland who have won it here in the derby, and they who will now go into the draw for the fourth round of the FA Cup. As for the Toon, well, they are left looking a bit Toonish, really. Goodbye.
Eddie Howe's got to go after that, man. I getting knocked out of the FA Cup to our local rivals who play in the bloody Championship, man. Like, they come here to our home ground with 10 men after having their captain sent off early in the game. Nah, I am fuming, man.
Now to the fallout of yesterday's FA Cup game. And Newcastle are interested in bringing in goalkeeper Kevin Trapp from Eintracht Frankfurt. This comes after their young starting goalkeeper, Provedel, made a costly mistake in their 2-1 defeat to Sunderland.
Straight after the game, I was off to Glasgow to watch this Celtic team in action. Hannibal wants the move to happen, and so, after discussions with Nuno and Gus during the week, we came to an agreement over which player we would like to include in the deal and bring in to bolster our squad. Ryo Hatate, their Japanese central midfielder, is who we have identified as the perfect replacement. He played a fantastic game and even got himself on the score sheet with a tidy finish. This place was rocking, and yes, I absolutely joined in for the Poznan celebrations. I offered Brendan an extra £4 million on top of Hannibal to sweeten the deal, and that was that. We got our man in, and Nuno was delighted with our swift movement.
Well, more good news for Sunderland this week, as they have agreed a deal with Celtic that will see Hannibal Mejbri join the Scottish champions and Ryo Hatate join up with Nuno's side. From what we've seen, I think Sunderland fans can be excited with this one.
And it doesn't stop there for Sunderland. We were waiting to see how long it would take for these new Uruguayan owners to start looking at their home players. And it sounds like that time is now. Santiago Mourinho, who is currently playing at Deportivo Alaves in Spain, is being strongly linked with a move to the Stadium of Light.
Young, strong, and the ability to play with such freedom and finish like that. And the best part, he's a centre-back. Gus was absolutely raving about this guy, and now he has Nuno and I feeling very excited. And of course, being South American, is not adverse to putting in a rough tackle or two. Gus turned on the charm with Deportivo's manager, before taking Santiago and his agent out for dinner. The conversation flowed, and by the end, the player was eager to be a part of this project. He arrived 2 days later to the Academy of Light for his medical test and media obligations. The deal is now completed, and to my disbelief, we were able to get it done for just £3 million. I'm starting to think there's more to this man than what meets the eye. But for that price, it's surely worth the risk. Now he was ready to join the squad in time for the big game against the league leaders, Burnley.
Well, what a game we have in store for you today. The hosts have been scoring freely all season, but they face the best defence in the league. Who will come out on top? Don't go anywhere. We'll have all the action for you live next. Well, Lancashire is known as a particularly rainy part of England, and the rain hasn't gone away here at Turf Moor.
Let's hope we get a good game here. It should be.
Well, Santiago was fit and ready, so it was straight into the first team for him. Also, we have Jordan making his first start for the club since his big return. Hopefully we can build on the momentum of our big cup win.
Gus have been lethal in front of goal this season, but the starting 11 for Sunderland. Jordan Henderson starts alongside James Ward-Prowse in central midfield, and the idea is to have just the one striker up there, and now they get the ball rolling. Might work out. Ambitious effort. Well, you've got to say, comfortably off target, Stuart. Oh no, what a chance this is! Just failing to hit the target. Good effort, though. Doesn't have to do it on his own. Shelby. Made sure nothing came of that. A big moment because the referee has pointed to the spot. Penalty coming up.
Well, 35 minutes into the game, and we've been undone yet again by a handball giving away a penalty.
Can he make it 1-0? A goal! Accurate from the spot.
One 1-0 down to the league leaders, and they were smelling blood here.
Oh no, what a chance this is! Just failing to hit the target. Good effort, though.
Half-time is a welcome relief.
This Burnley side are very strong. You can't get a chance with them.
They're a real problem, yeah.
Unfortunately, the second half was looking no different.
Josh Laurent.
We got Rio on for his debut, but we are fighting a losing battle here, and frustration is starting to set in.
And a yellow card it's going to be, Stuart.
Yeah, the ref's got that right. It's a yellow card all day long.
And then, in the dying moments of the match, things went from bad to worse. We were too slow at the back, Mayenda failed to clear it, and we were punished once again. Nuno just watched on as Burnley brought us back down to reality here. We've simply been outplayed by a better team.
Fleming. Nicely timed tackle. Mayenda. No possibilities inside the box. Could reduce the deficit. So there goes the final whistle, and a sense of feel-good in the Burnley camp on the back of this victory.
Well, we wondered who would come out on top. The best goal scorers or the best defence, and we got our answer. What a brilliant attacking display that was.
We were unable to even salvage a consolation goal, and it was a 2-0 loss against a team that were odds-on to be playing Premier League football next season. Clearly still work to be done on getting our squad there too. Gus was making more moves to get us there. This time he was headed to New York to watch another of his Uruguayan hidden gems. We hope so anyway. He landed in time for the New York derby between the Red Bulls and New York City FC.
Very much looking forward to bringing you live action from MLS. It's the New York Red Bulls, and they face New York City FC.
And the player on his radar is the Red Bulls central midfielder, Felipe Carballo. He done well here to earn his side a crucial penalty, which Chapo Motang slotted away with a very cool and cheeky finish.
On this occasion, it's a great penalty.
Once again, Gus turned on the charm. He struck a deal with the Red Bull coach. Later, reserving a table at one of Manhattan's finest dineries, he then wowed Felipe and his agent with the vision of the club, and the potential role the player could play on bringing this vision to life. The player agreed right there and then. And the following morning, all three men were on Gus's private jet heading for Sunderland. Another successful medical test completed. This one didn't even make the mainstream news. Which we like. We have another member of the squad ready to give it his all for Nuno, and he's in time for the trip to Derby County.
What an intriguing prospect. A game of high profile featuring two magnificent sides, fully prepared for this massive occasion and fully prepared to make this their big showcase. Next on EA TV. Well, this was always going to be far from easy for the hosts. I say that because they have the poorest goal-scoring record in the league, and their opponents just happen to have the best defence.
Well, Derek, those stats don't make good reading for these fans, do they? Or us. Where will the goals come from? Let's hope they play with a bit more invention today.
Due to fatigue, Nuno made many changes for this one. Rio has his first start, and Felipe has taken his place on the bench. Notably, Luke no longer holds the captain's armband.
And the match is underway. Incisive pass. Well, going for power and so close to finding the net. Now, let's see what they can do here. From a long way out.
A positive start, and we got our reward on the 35-minute mark.
Oh, big chance! A goal! On the back of sustained pressure!
Rio not taking long to open his account with a great finish, having been slipped in one-on-one by James.
Excellent vision.
Provider then turned goal scorer.
The game has been turned on its head. They have never stopped believing, and now they sense victory.
What a great finish, on his weaker left side. The captain's armband is not proving too heavy here.
And the referee has added on 2 minutes of stoppage time.
Half-time, and a dominant display from our boys so far.
They're all over us here, boys. I mean, we need to get closer to Hatate and Ward-Prowse in the midfield. Here.
That's a short corner. That's a nice-looking ball.
Felipe was then brought on for his debut and within minutes was stomping his authority on this game. A great effort here, well saved.
And through for the goal kick. He hit it with power.
Not long later, Felipe got in on goal again.
Another goal! And surely there's no way they can throw this away. Absolutely dominant.
A terrific debut goal. Our January business is already looking so promising.
Jackson. Opportunity it is.
Already pulling the strings, Felipe then slipped in Cheeto for a great chance.
Wonderful chance. Well, plenty of power there, but in fairness, should have made the keeper work.
The worst attack against the best defence. These fans aren't happy, are they? What a poor display that was.
3-0 away from home. And our two new midfielders come away looking like absolute bargains.
James, great win. How does it feel to wear that armband?
Yeah, it's an honour, thanks. To captain this great club, I want to repay Nuno now for the faith he has shown in me.
Okay, lads, we're live in 3-2.
Well, it's a 3-0 win for Sunderland, and that keeps them fighting in the playoff spots. That's relief more than anything for Nuno.
Welcome now to the fourth round draw of the FA Cup. With me today is Richard Michaels and Liam Wrong. Richard, if you will.
Number 17, Brighton.
And they will face...
They're back for another Premier League team, man. It's Sunderland.
There you have it. Brighton and Hove Albion will welcome Sunderland to the American Express Stadium. Can the Black Cats cause another major upset?
Another big draw versus Premier League opposition. And coincidentally, the Brighton manager was already on his way over to cause another transfer headache for Nuno. It was Dan Ballard they wanted. And I'm not entirely sure what the conversation was, or what Nuno is thinking. But he gave the green light. I hope he knows what he's doing.